Hello! Now let me present to you what transpires during the reading intervention field practicum. Reading is a fundamental skill essential for academic success and lifelong learning. However, many students encounter challenges in developing reading proficiency, which can hinder their overall educational progress. The reading intervention field practicum was designed to address these issues by implementing targeted strategies to support struggling readers. The objective of this RIFP is to enhance the reading proficiency of struggling readers through targeted strategies and evidence-based practices. Now, let me read to you the abstract of the program. The reading intervention field practicum was conducted at Lagao Central Elementary School, Lagao, General Santos City. Using a combination of diagnostic assessments, individualized instruction, and group activities, the program was delivered to grade 6 students identified as non-readers. Strategies used are phonics drills, guided reading sessions, and the use of visual and interactive tools. I'm going to introduce now myself. I'm the teacher in this RIFP. My name is Maria Belina A. Hubahib. I am currently taking up my master's degree, major in reading in Mindanao State University. I graduated my bachelor's degree, Bachelor of Science in Secondary Education, major in English at Mindanao State University, General Santos City. My teaching experience, I already have taught for 10 years, teaching English in high school and 20 years of teaching communication in technical education. My expertise, teaching reading, of course, communication skills, and handled trainer's methodology level 1 in the technical school. Now, for the readers' profiles, I got 5 students who were identified to be struggling readers based on the field area result. And 3 of them are struggling with decoding, 2 are struggling or can decode but struggling with understanding. The challenges of these students are difficulty in decoding and low comprehension level. In the first session of the reading intervention field practicum for grade 6 students at Lagao Central Elementary School, I used an assessment tool from the field area. This tool includes a short passage followed by a set of questions designed for grade 6 level students. Upon having them read the passage, I discovered that their reading proficiency levels varied widely. Some students are non-decoders, while others exhibit a bit of fluency issues and comprehension struggles. Specifically, 3 students were identified at the frustration level and 2 were at the instruction level. Now for my reading intervention plan, so these are the strategies. Phonemic awareness, in which I use the sound game, that's for the first week. And then for the second week, phoneme segmentation. And then for the third week, we have blending practice. Then for the fourth week, we have word building. Then week 5, interactive reading. And then for week 6, building comprehension using translanguaging. Now, For the week 1, on the first day of week 1, we first finalized the necessary arrangements with the school for our reading intervention field practicum. We coordinated with the school's reading coordinator, Miss Chelin, who facilitated our discussion with the principal and the grade 6 teachers. Miss Chilin also submitted our letter of permission to the principal for approval. We were grateful to receive the school's approval to conduct our RIFP sessions for 1 hour per session and twice a week. And then additionally, we distribute consent letters also for the parents of the selected students, ensuring that they were informed about the program and obtained their signed approval before proceeding. So, during the first session of the reading intervention field practicum, I conducted a pre-assessment to the selected students. Given their grade level, I selected an appropriate reading material from the field area designed for grade 6 students. It's a short passage. The assessment revealed that 3 students were non-decoders while the other 2 were at the instructional level but demonstrated limited comprehension skill. Based on the result of the pre-assessment, I decided to use another assessment tool to gather more accurate data that would be the basis of my reading intervention program for this purpose. I administered Fry oral reading test. I made use of this as my pretest. The instructional strategy I implemented here is the phonics based instruction. It's the sound game. So here the students are asked with guessing the word based on the sound they hear. This activity enhances their ability to recognize individual phonemes within words. My assessment specifically focused on evaluating their phonemic awareness by having them identify and distinguish phonemes in a given set of words. As a continuation of the previous activity, I implemented another strategy focused on enhancing the students' phonemic awareness. This time, I used the sound segmentation with pictures. So, for the activity, I displayed a picture and the students identified the object, then segmented its name into individual phonemes. For each sound they identified, they placed a marker, helping them visually and physically represent the segmentation process. On week 3, during this week, I introduced another additional strategy to further enhance students' phonemic awareness. I aimed to elevate my approach to blending practice by incorporating more targeted techniques. I continued using short reading passages tailored to students' instructional levels and provided non-decoders with focused phonemic awareness activities. On week 4, we have word building with phonemes. So developing phonemic awareness through word building strategy helps students understand the relationship between sounds and letters, leading to improved reading and spelling skills. So during this week, I introduced to them the multi-sensory approach, in which here incorporating tapping and clapping for each sound in a word. It focused on engaging multiple senses for better retention because they clap their hands. Now, on word building, I gave the students clues to build words step by step. Example of this is t, that will be changed to k. So the focus of this is for them to have auditory phonemic awareness and blending. So on week 5, I customized reading activities designed to engage learners with straightforward text that are suitable for their individual reading levels. So here, the activities aim to enhance comprehension and enjoyment of reading by matching text to the unique abilities and interests of each reader. The activities I introduced this week is read aloud with think alouds. So as a teacher, I read a story aloud and pause to model their thought process. For example, predicting, questioning, clarifying. The focus of this is, of course, comprehension. So that's it for week 5. And then for week 6, here we have building comprehension using translanguaging. So using the language commonly used by the students was a great help to both of us. On the part of the students, there was a direct understanding of the word. If it was translated into Cebuano, which is the language they commonly used. So here, in order to have building comprehension using translanguaging, so here I use summarization activity, that is the so-called somebody wanted but so then. So the students summarize a story using this formula. Somebody, who is the main character, for example. For wanted, what did they want? But what was the problem? So how was it resolved? Then what happened at the end? So the focus of this is on summarization and the story structure. So those are all about what transpires during the 6-week sessions. Now the findings, the results of the Fry oral reading test provided valuable insights into students' oral abilities, fluency, and overall reading proficiency. This assessment focused on evaluating word recognition, reading accuracy, fluency, and comprehension across different grade level passages. Now for the conclusion, of course, personalized instruction is essential for non-decoders, especially those with anxiety. Understanding their family background and external factors helps address their needs. Strategies include creating a focused learning environment by separating anxious non-decoders from fluent readers to reduce stress and emphasizing the supportive atmosphere over correcting mistakes. Intervention plans are revised to include more scaffolding for steady progress. Translanguaging is particularly effective. I often translate English words into Cebuano, providing clear descriptions and occasionally using antonyms to check for understanding. However, one challenge I've encountered with translanguaging is the tendency for the students to guessing the words in which they are no longer using their mind. They are no longer using the strategy. This guessing behavior often extends our discussion in a considerable amount of our limited session time, which is spent on translation and clarifications. So as a result, time management remains an ongoing concern. These are our activities. There.